Hello everyone, welcome to EDUHUNT video lecture series. We have been discussing about the chemical coordination. Chemical coordination refers to the chemical substances that are released by the endocrine glands. They transport through the bloodstream and reach the target organ. There they start working. These are known as hormones. Hormones, they travel through the bloodstream and they do not have ducts. That is why they are known as ductless glands. There is a neural coordination where the neurons, they transmit the signals, they transmit the stimuli. But the neural coordination is short-lived and rapid. But chemical coordination is rather slow, but it is persistent. We have already discussed about some of the hormones released by the pituitary gland. Those are growth hormone and prolactin, and also the adrenocorticotropic hormone. These three hormones we have discussed and their functions also discussed in detail in the previous session. Now, in this session, we are going to discuss about the remaining hormones released by the other part of the pituitary gland and also their control, their functions in this session. Let us get into the details. The first three hormones that are released by the pituitary gland, that is anterior lobe of the pituitary gland. Anterior lobe is also called as, we have seen that, there it is. In this one, pituitary gland has two parts, that is adenohypophysis and neurohypophysis. Adenohypophysis is described as the anterior part which has anterior lobe called the pars distalis and the middle lobe called the pars intermedia. And the posterior lobe is called pars nervosa. Growth hormone, prolactin and adrenocorticotropic hormone were described in the previous session. Let us see thyroid stimulating hormone, TSH. It stimulates the growth of the follicles of thyroid and also promotes the absorption or utilization of iodine, which is for the development and synthesis of thyroxine hormone, which is essential for the iodine is essential for the synthesis of thyroxine. So the thyroid stimulating hormone, it stimulates the absorption of iodine. Iodine is very, very important because for hyperthyroidism and even the hypothyroidism are the disorders caused by the improper absorption and also the insufficient or maybe excess of iodine. Excess of iodine causes goiter disease called the hyperthyroidism, and if the thyroid is deficient, then it is called the hypothyroidism. That will be discussed later while describing about the thyroid gland. In this piece of explanation, I am going to give you the details of just what is the importance of iodine. Iodine is essential for proper development of the brain, and even it is very essential for the synthesis of thyroxine hormone. It promotes the utilization, that means absorption of iodine. Thyroid stimulating hormone, it not only stimulates the growth of the thyroid follicles, but also it promotes the absorption of the iodine for the synthesis of iodine by the thyroid gland, and it is essential for the synthesis of thyroxine hormone. The next hormone is the follicle stimulating hormone, FSH. Follicle stimulating hormone is also known as gametogenic hormone. Gametogenic. Gameto means gametes. Genic, that is formation. Gamete formation. So this follicle stimulating hormone is involved in the formation of gametes. The male gametes called the sperms and the female gametes called ova. These are developed by the influence of FSH. The formation of gametes is known as gametogenesis, and that is done by the FSH, and it regulates the spermatogenesis, that is formation of sperm, that is male gametes, and even oogenesis in females. In males, spermatogenesis occurs, that is the formation of sperms, and production of ova by the female reproductive system, that is ovaries. Ovaries produce ova or egg. Monthly, this is a common process in females. One egg will be released by the ovary. Females have 2 ovaries. Out of 2 ovaries, every month one ovary releases 1 egg. For every 15 days, it gets matured. If it is not fertilized by the sperm, it will be released out. That is called the menstruation. Anyway, in females also, the FSH stimulates ovarian follicles for the secretion of another hormone called the estrogen. Estrogen gets stimulated, it gets released or synthesized by the influence of the ovarian follicles in female. Next hormone is luteinizing hormone. Luteinizing hormone LH is responsible for ovulation. What is meant by oogenesis and what is ovulation? Oogenesis is the, as I said, genesis means giving birth, formation. Genesis is formation. Oogenesis is the formation of ova, that is egg. But ovulation is the release of egg from the ovary. After formation of the egg in the ovary, that should be released. Otherwise, it will not be available for the sperm to reach for the fertilization purpose. So the eggs are released for the sake of fertilization. If they are hidden somewhere in the body, they are not fertilized they will not be available for the fertilization by the sperms. So it should be available. For that purpose, it should be released. This release is known as ovulation, and the release of female gamete from the ovary is known as ovulation, which gets stimulated by the luteinizing hormone, which is released by the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland, and also helps in formation of corpus luteum. I'll show you where the corpus luteum is. It is present in the ovary. Yes, this is the corpus luteum. Corpus luteum, the entire structure is the ovary. It is the female reproductive system where two ovaries, left and right ovaries are present. Only single ovary is enlarged here. It is shown, and this is the corpus luteum. This is the liberation. This is ovum. Ovum gets liberated. Where it is liberated? In the here near the fallopian tube. In the fallopian tube, the mature egg is available for fertilization. Then the sperm reaches the egg and it fuses with the egg. That is known as fertilization. And helps in formation of corpus luteum and stimulates the corpus luteum for the synthesis of hormone called progesterone. ఇందాక మనం చెప్పుకున్నది estrogen. Estrogen is a hormone released by the ovarian follicles, and this is the corpus luteum. It synthesizes another female hormone called the progesterone. In males, this hormone stimulates the interstitial cells. Interstitial cells, also known as Leydig cells. Leydig cells. For the synthesis of male hormone called the testosterone. Testosterone is male hormone which is synthesized by the Leydig cells. It stimulates the luteinizing hormone, stimulates the synthesis of testosterone. ఇందాక మనం చెప్పింది follicle stimulating hormone. Follicle stimulating hormone is responsible for formation of gametes. Formation of male gametes, that is gametogenic hormone. Formation of male gametes in male and female gametes, that is ova, that egg, in female. But in this, the luteinizing hormone is responsible for ovulation, that is release of egg from the female reproductive system, that is ovary, and also stimulates the corpus luteum to release or to synthesize the progesterone hormone. And in males, luteinizing hormone is responsible for the synthesis of, for the stimulation of Leydig cells, which synthesize another hormone, androhormone. Andro means male. So that is called the testosterone, and it is therefore called the interstitial cell stimulating hormone, ICSH. ICSH, interstitial cell stimulating hormone. What are interstitial cells? The interstitial cells are Leydig cells that are present in the testis. Then hypothalamic control over anterior part of the pituitary gland. The chemical factors that are released from the hypothalamus affect the secretion of the anterior pituitary gland through the hypophyseal portal system. That is, some of the chemicals that are released from the hypothalamus that affect the secretions of the anterior pituitary through the hypophyseal portal system. There are 6 factors, or also known as hormones, which affect the other hormones. Growth hormone releasing factor. It is not the growth hormone. Growth hormone releasing factor, that is GRH, and growth hormone inhibiting factor, that is one factor that stimulates the release of growth hormone, and another another hormone that inhibits the release of growth hormone. There is a coordination between these two. Stimulation, that is a promotion of release of growth hormone, and inhibition of release of growth hormone. And thyrotropin releasing hormone. And the next one is corticotropin releasing hormone, and gonadotropin releasing hormone, and prolactin inhibitory factor. These are the 6 factors that have the control over 6 hormones. First one is the growth hormone releasing factor. Growth hormone releasing factor, it stimulates the secretion of growth hormone from the anterior pituitary gland. Anterior pituitary gland, which releases the growth hormone, which is responsible for the synthesis of growth hormone, gets stimulated by the growth hormone releasing factor, which are released by the hypothalamus, and these secretions are released and they are transported through the hypophyseal portal system. After they reaching the proper site, they stimulate the growth promotion, that is growth hormone releasing factor. It stimulates the growth hormone to release. Then growth hormone release inhibiting hormone. Growth hormone release inhibiting hormone. This hormone inhibits the release of growth hormone, though the growth hormone gets synthesized in the pituitary gland, but it is not released. It is not released because of the influence of this inhibitory factor. Growth hormone release inhibitory factor, that is hormone. It is known as somatostatin. Somatomedin is a protein that stimulates the growth, that promotes cell division, that promotes growth of the cells. In that way, it facilitates the growth promotion. But somatostatins are the chemicals which inhibit the growth. And the next one is the thyrotropin releasing hormone. The name itself indicating that it stimulates the release of thyroid stimulating hormone, secretion of thyroid stimulating hormone. It stimulates thyroid stimulation hormone, that is TSH, or also known as thyrotropin. Thyrotropin, which is synthesized by the thyroid gland, which is stimulated by the thyroid stimulating hormone, which is synthesized by the thyroid gland, which is, the synthesis is stimulated by the thyrotropin releasing hormone. Not only the synthesis, release is also under the control of thyrotropin releasing hormone. Thyrotropin releasing hormone is responsible for the release of thyrotropin from the thyroid. Corticotropin releasing hormone. Adrenal glands, which are present just above the kidneys. There are a pair of adrenal glands. They have a cortex. In that cortex, corticotropins are present the chemical substances, and corticotropin releasing hormone, which is synthesized by the hypothalamus. It stimulates the secretion of ACTH, that is adrenocorticotropic hormone. Adrenal cortex prepares or synthesizes this hormone. Gonadotropin releasing hormone, GnRH. It stimulates the anterior pituitary for the secretion of follicle stimulating hormone as well as luteinizing hormone. We know that follicle stimulating hormone is responsible for the gametogenesis, that is formation of eggs and sperms by ovaries and testes respectively. Luteinizing hormone is responsible for synthesis of testosterone in males and estrogen in females. Prolactin inhibitory hormone, it is not detected in humans. Prolactin is hormone produced in especially female lactating mothers. The production of prolactin releasing hormone is doubtful in human beings. And growth hormone is considered to be a tropic hormone, though it does not affect the endocrine glands directly, but it is considered as a tropic hormone. It stimulates the liver for the secretion of a hormone like a somatomedin. Somatomedin is, just now I mentioned that somatomedin is a protein that stimulates cell growth, cell division. In that way, it promotes the growth. These are released by the liver, which gets stimulated by the growth hormone. That is why it is called, though it is not controlling the other adrenal glands, but it is considered as a tropic hormone, as it has an influence on liver to synthesize the somatomedin, is a growth promoting protein. This hormone somatomedin then stimulates the growth of muscles, growth of bones and body organs. Growth untene kada overall body development anedi untundi. So edagadam anedi jarugutundi. Anyway, for this session, these are the details of the hormones released by the anterior pituitary gland. In the next session, we'll discuss few more details of the other hormones released by the pituitary gland. Thank you.